What is going on, everybody? We're here. We're live. Happy St. Patrick's Day.
Yes.
We're both wearing green. I look like I'm ready to celebrate St. Patrick's Day. Jay looks like he's ready to roll into his job at a John Deere retail store. What's going on, Jay?
Man, I got wrecked in my morning live stream. People are like, when do you start work at Subway? How's it working out at Lowe's? I mean, it was rough. So it's the only green shirt I have. It's like one of them Columbia. You know, when it's hot, you just put the green on.
Are there buttons on each of the pockets?
Yeah. It's snaps.
It's
one of those Columbia where it's like the air goes through it kind of shirt.
I'm gonna be real. You should throw that shirt away like after this. After today. Just fucking throw that one away. Get another green shirt for next year.
Probably. I should just get a t-shirt. I found it like deep in the closet, so it was like was way back there.
I don't really do green. Like I'm not a
yeah.
I don't know. I typically stick to dark colors.
Somebody said I look like the guy that knocks on your door and asks if you want to buy solar panels. So there you go. Do you want to buy a solar panel?
I'm going to say the same thing that I said to the last person who came up and knocked on my fucking door to bother me in the middle of the day. No, I fucking don't. Bye.
You know when they get me, man? You know when they get me is when I'm cutting the grass. It happened again this weekend. It's like they don't really knock on the door. They see me out there. And these guys are kind of smart, right? Kinda. Just going to say kinda. They got me. I got them last year, though. I'm cutting the grass. It's hot. I don't want to be out there. You know, I've got like these massive bushes out in the front that just collect pollen, everything. You got to beat those things to get the dust off, and then you got to trim them. It's a whole thing. So this lady pulls up. She obviously runs a lawn business. And she's like,
you look like you don't want to be doing that anymore.
Yeah,
son.
she's like, let me show you how it's done. Let me do this. Let me do this. And she's like, she gave me her card, and I said, look, if you finish the yard, and if I like it, I'll call you and you'll have a new customer. And she said yes. So she came and finished she trimmed her she trimmed the hedges. Dear God, she trimmed the hedges and all that stuff. She finished it, and I came out and looked at it, and I was like, all right, looks clean, looks good. You did a good job. I was like, I'll take your card, and never called her back.
Wow. You basically stole from her.
I gave the deal. I said, I'm halfway done. If you finish it and I like it, I'll call you back and pay you to do it next time.
Well, you liked it, though, right?
I liked it a lot.
She did a good job.
She did great,
You
honestly.
didn't call her?
I didn't call her back for a second.
She trimmed her bush right in front of you, and you couldn't even be bothered by it, Jay.
We moved on after that. We moved on.
Well, so she may have moved. Well, you may have moved on. I don't think she did. That probably still hurts her. The fact that a nice, kind man wearing looked like he was about to sell her yard fertilizer or something took advantage of her in that way.
Someone says I work at TD Bank.
Well,
anyway.
You know where you don't work? Forever 21.
Yeah, that one's. I guess that ain't gonna last forever, is it? Anyway, listen. She'll be back. The summer's coming. The grass is gonna get high. She's gonna want me to see if she trimmed everything well. But today's St. Patrick's Day, Ryan. Ryan didn't know I was gonna bring this up or play this. You can't celebrate St. Patrick's Day unless you relive one of the greatest St. Patrick's Day news reports of all time. Are we allowed to play this?
Looks old enough, but I'm not sure. Go ahead.
All right, here we go.
Is this the leprechaun?
Yeah, it's the leprechaun. We got to watch it, man. We got to watch it.
Yeah.
Time for St. Patrick's Day. Crowds are coming by the dozens to get an up-close view at what some say is a piece of Irish folklore.
Some people in the Crichton area of Mobile say a leprechaun is taking up residence in their neighborhood. A leprechaun. NBC 15's Brian Johnson has more.
Curiosity leads to large crowds in Mobile's Crichton community. Many of you bring binoculars, camcorders, even camera phones to take pictures.
To me, it look like a leprechaun to me. All I gotta do is look up in the tree. Who else in the leprechaun say yeah?
Eyewitnesses say the leprechaun only comes out at night. If you shine a light in its direction, it suddenly disappears. This amateur sketch resembles what many of you say the
That is the greatest part of the news interview is the amateur sketch of the leprechaun.
Thank God they told us it was an amateur sketch. Otherwise, we'd think it'd look ridiculous.
like. Others find it hard to believe and have come up with their own theories and explanations for the image.
My theory is it's casting a shadow from the other limb.
Could be a crackhead. They got hold to the wrong stuff. And it told me to get up in a tree and play a leprechaun.
We're going to get down to the bottom of this. Yeah, it's still on there, guy. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid, man.
This guy helping to direct traffic says he's prepared for his encounter with the leprechaun. He's suited up from head to toe.
This wars off spells right here. This is a special leprechaun flute, which has been passed down from thousands of years ago from my great-great-grandfather who was Irish. I just came to help out.
Others just came to...
I totally think that guy is trolling everybody. Like, that specific dude, right? Everybody else, you had the one guy who was like trying to be like to everybody else. I think it's just casting a shadow, probably just a limb, probably not a real leprechaun. Could be a crackhead.
That's basically it. And then they were like, we'll see if you see a leprechaun.
That guy does look Irish. So
greatest St. Patrick's Day news video of all time. I think that came out in 06. 06. Happy St. Patrick's Day, Ryan. That was for you.
Happy St. Patrick's Day. Yeah.
I think it was a crackhead who put on a leprechaun.
You ever eat anything special
for St. Patrick's Day?
Yeah.
Like what do they have? Like stewed potatoes and
corned beef and cabbage.
Yeah, corned beef
and cabbage. You got to have the cabbage too. Yeah, much like the rest of the UK, I don't think the Irish are known for their delicacies. But yeah, sometimes I'd go into Chicago for St. Patrick's Day where they dye the river green and all that stuff, which is kind of cool. Then a bunch of environmentalists got all pissy and mad. They had to like change the dye that they were using so they didn't kill fish or something. Who fucking cares? You're turning the river green. Like, it's fucking cool.
If fish die in that dirty river?
I don't think so. But now they like go out of their way to talk about how it's, vegetable based and won't kill anybody or won't kill any fucking fish or whatever. But hey,
whatever.
What are you gonna do?
I think they still do that in Tampa. I think we pollute one of our rivers, make it green for a few hours. Sells a lot of beer. Can I interest you in some solar panels?
Not really. Ireland's not in the UK. I know. I'm talking about everybody from that area. Everyone in the UK who thinks that their fucking food is so amazing. It's the same thing with fucking Irish food. Y'all aren't that much different. You speak a little different. That's about it. You're the same fucking spot, and your food all basically sucks. That's what I'm trying to tell you guys. But yes, it is St. Patrick's Day. Maybe I'll have a shot of whiskey today to celebrate. You never know.
There you go.
You never know.
I'm going to be watching the Boondock Saints. We'll be doing that for our review tonight on the Drunk 3PO channel.
That's a good one to watch.
Yeah, it's a great one.
Super Dan Vask 3D says, Hail Jay's massive bush.
Bushes?
Hail Jay's massive bushes. I just figured it was a grammatical error from
probably
native English speaker.
No, that lady trimmed them good, man.
It's good. Jay got a Manscaped from that lady and never paid.
For free.
Artemis Silver, before the stream even started, dropped 10 gifted Geeks and Gamers memberships for $50. Thank you, Artemis Silver.
Look at that green. More green.
Look at the green in the chat on St. Patrick's Day. Good idea,
Yeah.
Artemis Silver. Look at that. Mr. Miss says late, and I'll take a meatball sub, Jay. Do people at
6 inch
Subway
or
wear
foot
collared
long?
shirts?
I don't know. I look like
It's been a fucking while since I went to Subway, to be real.
What was your Subway sandwich of choice?
Typically, I usually just do turkey sandwich with usually just like sometimes I do American, sometimes I do Swiss provolone. Cheese didn't really matter to me all that much. I'd add turkey to it, lettuce, tomatoes, jalapenos, banana peppers, mayonnaise, and usually the spicy brown mustard. That's my go-to from Subway.
Subway Club, put everything on it. I'll pick out what I don't like. These people take too much time. Like this. You want a little bit of this?
Well, yeah, but you're telling them, like, you tell them exactly what you want.
They still get it wrong.
Oh. Well, I have the advantage of watching them do what I want.
Oh, gotcha.
That I can tell them if they fucked up right away.
You never did the Subway drive-through?
I don't think so, no. Never done that. If I'm going to go get a sandwich somewhere, I'll do Jersey Mike's. That's usually my, like...
Great place.
Yeah, that's my favorite, like, of the chain sandwich shops. It's probably my favorite place to go.
Publix is top tier for me, too. Get a
the line's
sub.
usually too long.
It is a long line, yeah.
I don't like waiting that long. Publix is fine, though. The other thing is, though, with Publix, you can literally, like, you could buy all the stuff they're putting on your sandwich, like, right next to it. So it's kind of, like, defeats the point of it for me. And they don't know how to do wraps. Like, every time I try to get a wrap from them, they fucking wrap it like a goddamn retard. Like, if I can wrap it better than you, I shouldn't be paying.
That is true.
I'm not great at, like, wrapping burritos and stuff.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Sorry. No, you're right. If they can't wrap it, they'd have no business being in the sandwich line.
Yeah.
Get back to training, Billy.
Yeah, go slice the meat or something.
That's right. Go be a meat slicer.
Andre CR for 2,500. Dark J messes up everyone's orders at Subway just because.
Yeah, I'd be a terrible Subway. I'd slop it all over the place.
X in Wonderland, member for 2 months. Jay looks like Rod from Birdemic. Birdemic?
What? It's St. Patrick's Day. I'm wearing green.
Happy St. Patrick's, Jay. The STR Arcade 3PO stream. Shout out Alex. Thank you. I agree with Josh. Happy St. Patrick's. Hashtag bring Jay back, says Empty Headed.
One of these days, I'll have the green screen back on, maybe. We'll see how I feel.
Crazy Clown Town. Was it Savvy?
Does Savvy look like a person that could actually cut grass well?
I don't think she can exist outside. From
I think she,
to be honest.
I think she'd see the Florida sun and explode.
You could have done you could have just worn a black shirt and, like, put up the green screen behind you, but not activate the
just left it green?
Just have it be green. You could have done that.
That's a great idea.
Taker, it's Ryan, an aluminum man. Tobias for 10. Last time anyone tried to sell at my door were Jehovah's Witnesses. Well, they weren't trying to. They weren't trying to
give you something, I think.
Yeah, they were trying to give you a gift. Gave them the devil horn, said, "Hail Satan, have a nice day." Never saw him again. This was years ago and never saw another. Well,
were you in your furry costume? That's the question.
I wouldn't say that. But I would just say I appreciate the effort, gentlemen, but I already have my faith. Have a good day. That's usually what I say. Larry for 2. Geeks and Gamers has green shirts, just saying. There are probably Geeks and Gamers shirts available that you can buy in green. I've seen them out there before.
I only have the black one.
Yeah, I think the only ones I have right now are I have the American flag one that's redone with G&G stuff.
Yeah.
And I have, like, the standard one. I've got the black hoodie. Yeah, I'm a black guy. Like, that's what I typically like to wear. Godzilla's greaser. I prefer Warwick Davis's Leprechaun. Did he play Leprechaun in those fucking horror movies? Did Warwick Davis do that?
I don't
Like
know.
the Jennifer Aniston Leprechaun movie? River Miles. That sketch is 1-to-1 Peter Dinklage. Uncanny.
The amateur sketch.
Carol Hall for 5 gifted memberships. Ministry of Wrong, or sorry, thank you, Carol Hall, for the 5 gifted memberships. Turning more of the chat green. Ministry of Wrong thing. Fuck, marry, kill Gary Busey, Whoopi, Richard Dean Anderson.
I just gonna walk off a bridge if that's what I had to do.
Well, look, I got one with Whoopi in it yesterday, and I made the argument that, look, Whoopi's not as rich as you would expect, but she is worth $30 million. That's her net worth. And she's obviously fat and out of shape and probably doesn't have great genes. So she's probably going to get diabetes and die pretty quickly. So I feel like I could tolerate a couple years of Whoopi to inherit her money. But that relay runner finished 13th out of 51. Beep. Thank you, Dark Knight Rider. That's a Sports Wars story. I'll have to ask Oticon about the Leprechaun, said Black Solid Snake Moan. Thank
Quite
you.
the name you got there.
Ministry of Wrong Think. I'd slop it all over the place. J25.
Make it a sandwich, yeah.
Tobias for 10. Isn't St. Patrick the guy who supposedly got rid of all the snakes in Ireland? I think you guys might need him to get rid of all those pythons in the Everglades. What's the bounty on him at?
I think there's still 150 a snake.
But
it's
I don't
seasonal.
See any fucking wildlife around me, to be honest. I haven't seen an alligator since I've been in Florida. I saw one snake that like crossed in front of me on the sidewalk. Probably just a little, like a black rat snake or something like that. You know what I mean?
Bro, I've got.
He was moving weird though. Like snakes creep me the fuck out. Like just I don't like the way that they move
Without legs. Yeah. I've got rabbits in my, like, little bunnies in my backyard, which is terrible because
sometimes you hit them with the lawnmower.
I haven't done that yet, but it could happen. When you see rabbits, it's a bad sign because you'll probably have snakes and all kinds of stuff that come up. Try to get it. Alligators and everything else.
Carl Voigtlander. I disagree with Ryan. He's never had my roommate's corned beef and cabbage. It does not suck. You're right. I probably have never had your roommate's corned beef and cabbage. I did, like, growing up, decent. In my little area, there was a decent amount of people of Irish descent that always hold big St. Patrick's Day things. And corned beef is okay. Like, the cabbage is unnecessary, man. Don't need the cabbage. Jay, you look like you sell insurance for the general.
Yeah, me and Shaq, we're selling that general car insurance.
Shaq? You follow Shaq around. The general car insurance,
yes,
gold bond.
Shaq is in every commercial. There was a point where Shaq was in every freaking commercial.
Icy hot. Black Solid Snake Moan for 5. Oticon says in the horror film Leprechaun, people act like the Leprechaun is the bad guy, but people are stealing his gold. It's deeper than we know. You know, I never thought of it that way. That is true. Copo for 5. Good morning, G&G. Good morning, Copo. Derek PG Beller. Question: what made you want to go by your real name rather than an internet persona? I don't know half the G&G and FNT crew's first name. Just curious. To be honest, I've seen a lot of things happen on the internet before I even made a channel. I feel like for people that do go out of their way to protect their identities or their face or whatever, I feel like that's just like an extra layer of kind of anxiety, and eventually it'll come out somehow. So I'm just like, fuck it. Just do it. It's whatever. That's
hey,
how I felt about it.
Before we get started in some topics, Universal Studios shared these. Man, this place looks shared these pictures of like Epic Universe opening and like what they look like. They had a photographer go in there. So that's a Harry Potter place.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, set in France. Yeah,
Dark Universe looks incredible, man.
it looks like it just rained.
It's freaking incredible. I bet they hosed that down unless it did rain.
Like there's some clouds like in the back, but
Right.
I don't know if it's always gonna look like that or not. Looks cool that way though.
Yeah, this looks freaking awesome. There's How to Train Your Dragon area.
Burke.
Yeah, so cool. And then Super Nintendo. Of course, we've seen that in Hollywood and other areas, but these that just looks incredible. That is a good chance.
On sale now, yeah.
Single tickets are right. But
Yeah,
there's a good chance.
I saw some fucking news report when I was at the gym, but I couldn't hear it. But I just saw them talking about it, single day tickets. So I don't know the stipulations or the price or whether it's for out of Florida residents or I don't know what the deal is, but I'm sure you follow Park Hoppin'.
Park Hoppin' live stream today at 3 p.m. and we will have all that information for you.
Look at that. What a good plug that was. How easy.
Trying to get in there. Shout out Gary in the chat. How are you?
Gary said good morning in the chat. Good morning, Gary. I guess we should talk about the events of this weekend, Jay. As we all know, it's finally here after 2 years of controversy, after months and months of backlash and Disney PR spin. Snow White is set to be released on Thursday. Technically Friday opening day, but obviously Thursday previews. I think official reviews from the media are being held until the day before it comes out, until Wednesday. But the Snow White premiere did officially take place on Saturday, I believe, in LA. And to the surprise of what I don't think should be really anyone, the very same people that were invited to this exclusive event are praising Rachel Zegler's performance. Snow White first reactions praise the remake. A big surprise. And Rachel Zegler stuns. Man, it's almost like we saw her very similar things about, I don't know, say the Little Mermaid movie, about Halle Bailey stunning and shining as the newest Disney princess. It's like we repeat the same thing every time one of these Disney movies comes out. But of course, this premiere was a little bit different. We'd heard it was going to be scaled back, and it certainly was. Rachel Zegler and Gal Gadot kept away from reporters at unusually muted Snow White world premiere in LA. And in fact, Jay, the only people that conducted interviews there, do you know who they were?
Select few, handpicked by Disney. I think somebody from Variety was there.
Well, look, all these places were there taking pictures and things like that.
Okay.
However, the only people that got interviews, not only were they handpicked by
Disney, the Jodie Benson, right?
They are employed by Disney. Instead of the usual lineup of dozens of red carpet reporters, the only interviewers they encountered were employed by Disney, like Jodie Benson, who voiced Ariel in the 1989 animated classic Little Mermaid. Such was the scaled back premiere of Snow White, which hits theaters on March 21st. And Gal Gadot and Rachel took a couple pictures together. Obviously, we know it doesn't seem like things are all perfect, but it seems like everybody that was there had the same exact thing to say. Rachel Zegler stuns in Snow White. Rachel Zegler praised by critics as a shining supernova in Snow White. So grateful to be invited and see Snow White, a stunning magical movie, deeply infused with hope, and Rachel Zegler's outstanding performance. It's a delight with the strong performance from Rachel Zegler. Rachel Zegler is a shining supernova. There we have it again. Rachel Zegler is Snow White, and she delivers a magical performance. Zegler was great in the lead role, and Gadot was fun. A little bit of a bash on the CGI dwarves, despite becoming an internet punching bag. Disney's remake of Snow White is actually the mostly successful. Rachel Zegler is an absolute star. Gal Gadot has
Good
beautiful
Lord.
gowns. That's the Gal Gadot praise. She had a great wardrobe, apparently, from Matt DeGroot. But yeah, can you believe it, Jay, that all of the people that were invited to this elite premiere to go see this movie have good things to say about Rachel Zegler as Snow White? Shocking, stunning. I can't believe it.
Yeah. I guess they were told they had no embargo, that they could go ahead and throw this out so the media can grab their reviews and start writing articles, and they could use those headlines to start, the pump promotion of how great this movie is supposed to be.
Well, that's typically
imagine
how
my
we see
shock.
these things done, right? There's social media embargoes and there's review embargoes. So they, of course, they 100% want everybody that went there to tweet about it, to generate excitement, to do things like that. The social media embargo. Wednesday is when the review embargo actually drops, and all these people are going to convert them to actual reviews and put them out one day before the movie comes out. But yeah, look, Disney is doing, in my opinion, all of the right things with the cards they've dealt themselves when it comes to this movie. Yeah, you shouldn't let Rachel Zegler talk to anybody that's not employed by you. Yes, you should absolutely have all your shills out there talking about how fantastic it is, and you shouldn't have doubted this movie. And despite people saying bad things, it's actually amazing, and Rachel Zegler stuns in the role. I just don't know if it's going to be enough to offset all the damage that they've done over the past 2 years.
I want to share this one. You mentioned it briefly, but this one is I'm sorry. This one is, and you want to talk about a word salad of epic proportions. I'm assuming she's from Variety.
With the big V next to her name, yeah.
Let me clear my throat here. Rachel, and I messed up the first word.
You got to clear your mouth too, I guess.
Rachel Zegler is a shining supernova in Snow White, beautifully embodying the graceful and gentle nature of the OG Disney princess. This is my favorite part right here. It's a visual feast. Have you ever said that about anything? Man, this is a visual feast.
I don't know if I've ever specifically said that. No, I can't believe that I did. No.
It's a visual feast with show-stopping new musical numbers and, of course, dozens of enchanting animated animals. The screenplay wisely gives its heroine newfound depth, though her fervent desire to become the leader her father believed she could be. And a love story that's sweet as apple pie.
I can't wait. And you know what?
You want to talk about not wanting to lose your Disney access? You want to talk about saying the right things, but saying everything that makes no sense? This is the report right here. This is like one of the biggest freaking word salads I've ever seen, man. On top of that, they probably put some ranch dressing. This is insane. And these were pretty much all the ones that came out basically saying that. Did you see the one person wrote, after seeing Snow White, I almost shed a tear watching Rachel Zegler, and I never cry in my life. That was one of the reviews. I was like, what? And I think that person was from Screen Rant or something. I was like, what? There's no way that's real.
Well, look,
It's
I think
crazy. Nobody uses these words. No one says this stuff.
You know, we've heard Rachel Zegler shines, stuns. I think that supernova description from the last one you pulled up, that one might be the most appropriate, Jay, because do you know what a supernova is?
No.
It's the fucking death of a star. It's when it explodes at the end of its lifetime, right? So, you know what? Maybe that might be an accurate description, because this might be the last shot like this we see from her as an actress. And of course, I think a lot of her future depends on how well this movie is received and how it performs. But that might not be the worst description we've had. They might have wanted to be a good thing, but I think you can also maybe interpret it another way.
I don't know. Every time I see supernova, I think of Dragon Ball Z. But now we've got the official definition. star explodes.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why they shed a tear
At the end of its lifetime, yeah.
So that's at the end.
So,
well.
It is what it is. We'll see how everybody else feels about this. See how everybody else feels about this movie in a couple days. But the critics, to the surprise of no one, absolutely love it. So, hey. The Trillist. Ryan. I'm a black guy. My neighbor. Yeah, my neighbor. That's right. Ministry of Wrong thing for 5. Online anonymity works like a Halo overshield. It'll keep you safe, but once it's gone, it's gone. Yeah. I decided I just didn't really need that. Mikey Gussler, did Gary invite Jay Longbone to this week's Friday Night Tights? I don't know. I'm not sure who the guest is, Mikey. I don't know. X in Wonderland for 5. We really need to start grounding all these children. What do you think, Jay?
I'm in no position to do that.
You have no authority?
Yeah.
Bebop for 5. Mods, can you link Jay's P.O. box? I have an excess of toilet paper that I hoarded during the pandemic. Throat's cleared.
I don't need any, but I've got tons of dude wipes over here.
Would you take it?
Oh, sure. If you want to send me stuff that I don't have to pay for myself, I guess I'll take it.
Yeah, send me eggs.
Yeah.
Andre CR for 2,500. Shining Supernova. Yeah, because her career is dying. Ministry of Wrong Think for 199. If Zegler's a visual feast, I'm Ariana Grande. You're starving. John Papa Sergio. Oh, look, it's Rachel Zangief.
That was funny when that happened.
What is that about? I don't get that reference.
You read a super chat last week, and the person spelled, I think it was John. He misspelled Rachel Zegler to that. And then you read it the way he spelled it, and the chat just went crazy. Like every super chat they sent, her last name misspelled.
See, I didn't know it would. I thought that was like a fucking meme or something, or like whatever. I didn't know it was an accidental misspelling. How do you misspell it that poorly? I don't know, but thanks, John. Jay Frazier for 5. Hail G&G. After Cena finally turned heel, Jay's personality also changed. Might be a coincidence, but heel Jay is best Jay. Lawnmower Lady would agree.
Darn right. Yeah, just look at my pinned post on my Twitter. It all makes sense.
Red Mage, the 13th. For $20. I saw that article. Are they sure they didn't mean visual feces?
Ooh.
Maybe they got spell checked. I don't know. I'm not sure.
I don't know what to say about that.
Delta Entertainment for 20. What's up, guys? Did you read what happened at WB Discovery and they want to double down on DEI and HR Jennifer Remling left the company? All these studios are so screwed up. Anyway, happy St. Patrick's Day. Hail the 199. Well, thank you, Linko Kenobi. In terms of specifically the article you're talking about, no, I did see a couple people tweeting out about Warner Brothers. And I think obviously they might be restructuring some of their diversity efforts, much like a lot of these other companies, not stopping them, but like calling them different things. But I don't know explicitly what you're talking about. Latino Slant for $5 says, Jay, check your emails. Snow White Intel.
I mean,
Logan
you want me to read this email from Latino Slant? Is that what you want me to? Am I allowed to read this out loud or what? Basically, he says, I'm just going to say it. Producer, friend of his, said he saw the film. He said it was entertaining. It was a great musical numbers. Same people that did The Great Showman. She finds romance. There's nothing woke in the movie. Was actually really good. I think the kids and people that watch the movie will like it. They don't understand all the political stuff that she's been talking about. They're just going to enjoy the movie. It certainly is not a bad movie. There were no protests outside. I didn't think there would be protests. The carpet in the pre-party went well, and the movie premiere much better than expected. From someone that saw the film. There you go.
Thanks.
I
Logan
guess
Johnson.
we'll find out. We'll find out if people want to see it, next week.
Yeah, well, here's the problem. There is some reality to the fact that there's some families and stuff that they just see a Disney movie out. They don't follow a lot of the things like that. So we'll see what happens. I think excitement is certainly lower for this. It's much lower for this in terms of box office tracking than something like Little Mermaid was.
Yeah.
Which should be worrying for them because you're after the same type of audience when it comes to both of those movies. But yeah, I don't particularly think that this is, my impression of it was never going to be, wow, this movie is going to be a gigantic pile of shit. Mine is more, they're going out of their, well, Rachel Zegler went out of her way to trash the first one, which turned a lot of Disney fans off, which turned a lot of regular people off. And of course, activated a political nature when she started talking about Trump, started doing all of these things. If all those things hadn't happened, we might be seeing much different feelings about this movie and could well go on to be successful if they hadn't spent over $300 million on it. However, I think a lot of those things do have an impact on people's generosity to even go give the movie a chance. And I think there's some Disney fans. I think there's some families. I think there's some people out there who are not even going to give it a chance because of the things they've seen. But certainly not everyone is following along with entertainment news as closely as others.
Yeah, I'll be looking forward to people that I trust, such as Paulie and a few others, about what their review is. We'll go from there.
Logan Johnson, I still agree with Ryan. I want to deck that turtle in the face. What nightmare fuel this film is. And happy St. Paddy's Day. Hail the 199. Yeah, I can't wait to see the CGI dwarfs. Delta Entertainment. Anyways, watched Novocaine last week and it was very entertaining. Going to try to watch Black Bag instead this week. Enjoy your day, fellas. From my understanding, I've heard people say Novocaine is fun. It's for a super low budget. It obviously didn't perform very well, but the budget is pretty, isn't it like less than $20 million? Novocaine budget. Yeah, it's $18 million. So, even without a massive box office, that's a movie that could still go on to be successful. I'm not a huge fan of Jack Quaid in terms of his politics or some of his roles. I like him in others, but maybe I'll go see it eventually. Eugenio Olivencia. Cena better come out to Basic Thugonomics today.
Oh, is he coming out? It's an early Raw, I hear. Doesn't Raw start like around?
It's in Germany or some shit.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's going to be early.
I
think we're doing there's going to be a locals watch party for it over in G&G Local. So check that out. If you guys are March Madness fans,
yes,
we're going to be doing that on Thursday, first day of March Madness. Well, first real day, obviously the Tuesday kind of play-in games to get the field from 68 to 64. We're not going to really count those. Thursday is the day, wall-to-wall March Madness. We won't be streaming all of that. We're going to be streaming some of it. So that'll be fun. That'll be fun. G&G Play highlights for 5. Funny thing about a supernova, it destroys everything around it. As an exploding star would. Very fitting for Zegler.
So what do you think she was trying to say? That she is an exploding star? Like she's exploding onto the scene.
It wasn't.
This is her breakout role.
It wasn't as deep as I made it. It just is saying,
I got you.
Wow, look at how incredible. That's what she was saying. Look at how bright, what a bright star she is. Not realizing that's probably the death of one. But that's what I think it is. I don't think she had any deep metaphor in that. I think it was just a lot of flowery language, like you said.
Yeah, it was. Giant word salad. Probably threw some raisins in that salad. Nobody likes raisins in their salad. Maybe some do. I'm not particularly.
What do you like in your salad?
Lettuce, cucumbers, and salad dressing. That's it. I don't like any other colors in there. Keep it green.
Get rid of those fucking cucumbers. Cucumbers are trash, man.
Really? I like cucumbers.
Don't like them. They have very little taste, but the little taste they do, don't like them. Get them out of there. Not
Maybe a
necessary.
radish. Maybe I could get a radish in there. So
yeah, give me the mix, like some of those like sliced carrot, the really thinly like sliced carrot things. Throw that in there.
I don't like carrots at all.
But yeah, whatever that purple shit is, yeah, you can have some of that in there. But gotta have a couple of croutons too.
Yeah, I don't mind the croutons.
Of course, it's bread. Who doesn't like bread?
Yeah,
Unless you're a weirdo.
love
You're one of
bread.
those gluten-free people.
They get sick.
Yeah, embarrassing. Fix yourselves, gluten-free people. Fix yourselves. You know what, Jay? I found I was scrolling through the other day, and remember the entire conversation we had about people with allergies and how they should just fucking ease their way into it?
Yes.
I actually saw like a story about like someone I know and their kid and who has like a lot of allergies, and they're going through this process at the hospital of like slowly exposing them. It actually has like a official medical term for it, but slowly exposing them to these things to eventually get over the allergy. They're doing that in the hospital. Look at that. Common sense.
It was Ryan all along. He had it. Somebody
It
was
probably
paying
already
attention.
existed. I didn't even know it. Let me think. I'm looking for
The worst
what
part of like pollen stuff is what happens to your car this month. Awful. The worst part of allergy season.
oral immunotherapy treatment. That's what it is. Oral immunotherapy treatment refers to feeding an allergic individual an increasing amount of the allergen with the goal of increasing the threshold that triggers an allergic reaction.
I learned that from the last Riddick film. He kept slowly injecting small doses of poison until his body grew immune to it.
That's what I figured. Like snake venom and shit that people do, right?
And when he got bit, he was able to survive the venom and not feel anything.
Exactly. So I'm not
oh yeah, Princess
doctor.
Bride did it first. I see. Yeah, it's true.
I'm not a doctor, but hey, it works. Tobias Nexus for 10. Scientists believe the most likely star to be visible next to go supernova would be Betelgeuse within 100,000 years. I guess they didn't account for Disney blowing itself up along with its stars. Is that how I'm supposed to pronounce that? Betelgeuse? It's close enough to the character Beetlejuice. I figured that's it, but I don't really know. I'm not a big star guy. I don't think too much outside of this planet. Maximus BT. Are you retarded? Thank you.
You're not a big star guy. You just hang out on this planet. That's
what I'm saying is like I don't like.
You ever see a meteor or anything like that?
I know the planets in this solar system.
Oh, okay.
I know like Halley's Comet, like shit like that. I don't know the name of a bunch of fucking stars and shit. I don't know.
Okay, I'll give you that. I don't either. I don't even think I care to know. I tell you what, if I go over and we're at some kind of day party, everybody's just having a little sip of alcohol, you know, they've got little cracker cakes and stuff that we're all just talking, and somebody's trying to talk smarter than the next guy, and he starts telling me about stars that are out there in the second quadrant of the universe, I'm just going to walk away and go somewhere else. I don't want to hear that crap. Don't start a conversation with me about something that you probably are making up on the spot. So just take that crap right outside and speak into the void. That's what I say. What do I
nobody
care?
Fucking cares. Nobody cares about your stars, your astrological knowledge.
That's it.
Do you believe in the like that the astrological signs affect a person, Jay?
Like if you're a Virgo or all that stuff? No, I no. Some people are deep into that stuff, man.
I've seen people that have like crystals in their house and shit like that.
Yeah, I don't.
But how do you account for like the people that are born like right and around the same time as me that are completely different from me? How do you account for that? They'd be like, oh, the position of Saturn during their birth. Fuck that. I don't believe. It is what it is.
Like in like some of the old dating books, they were like, you should ask what your sign is. Hey, what's your sign? Oh, you're a Gemini? I'm not going to get along with you. Shut up.
Yeah, just like an excuse for women for their failed relationships. It's like, oh, he was a Pisces. Of course it didn't work out or some shit. That's my guess.
Say I'm a freaking leprechaun.
I'm a leprechaun?
I'm a leprechaun. Here's my amateur sketch. This is what I look like on my day off.
Could be a crackhead. Got a hold of the wrong stuff.
Oh.
It could be. Get rid of that. But you know what? We've got something else releasing on basically the same day as Snow White, Jay. I know you're excited for this. Assassin's Creed Shadows is finally set for release. The game that in its world premiere trailer got ratioed to hell, twice as many dislikes as likes when Ubisoft premiered Assassin's Creed Shadows, as people realized that the first game that was set in Japan that people have been asking for over a decade now from Assassin's Creed was set to not feature a Japanese male protagonist, but instead Yasuke, the mythical black samurai Yasuke, a person who did actually exist, but was not actually a samurai, which has been proven time and time again. And that didn't go over well for them. And over the course of the last several months, we have seen bombshell after bombshell of bad news after bad news for Ubisoft, not just when it comes to Assassin's Creed Shadows, but when it comes to their entire company. Assassin's Creed Shadows faces backlash in Japan over shrine depiction. Politicians and temple priests blast Ubisoft for cultural disrespect. Then the game leaked. It got released like a month before it was supposed to be because this game's been delayed like 8 months by this point in time. But it leaked out there. People were live streaming the entire game on Twitch. That's how bad it was. And then, of course, we have internal communication from Ubisoft that is showing people getting fired, and the company is essentially on the brink of financial failure. Everything is riding on Assassin's Creed Shadows. And on basically the eve of its release, or at least a couple days before, you now have shareholders who hold a significant portion of Ubisoft stock that are about to stage a protest outside Ubisoft's office because of how badly they've mismanaged this company. Ubisoft faces shareholder revolt as financial crisis deepens. Minority shareholder plans demonstration outside Ubisoft's headquarters, citing deceptive tactics. AJ Investments, led by CEO Jiraj Krupka, has announced Ubisoft's management of severe mismanagement, lack of transparency, and allowing the company's value to plummet. The latest development adds to an already long list of controversies and setbacks surrounding the publisher, particularly the disastrous rollout of Assassin's Creed Shadows. And you know this, Jay. It's not just surrounding Assassin's Creed Shadows. Look through 2024 and the laundry list of failures that they had. I bet you were excited for Skull and Bones, right?
Very. I was waiting. And then it came out. And then it just disappeared. And now I think it's $12.
I mean, they were working on that game for
years,
easily the better part of a decade, and it kept getting delayed. Reportedly, they dumped around $800 million into that thing total. And
$800 million into that crap game?
Yeah.
What did they hire? Holy crap.
And then you look at what I think the main thing is just how long it took and how often they revamped it and reset it and had to redo everything. And then you look at Star Wars Outlaws that also released in 2024. That was a massive disappointment for them and a financial failure.
Yeah, who's playing that still? Anybody?
Not that I know.
Yeah, exactly. No one.
Not that I know. But Ubisoft investors are demanding answers. Krupke has been highly critical of Ubisoft's leadership, stating the company's been hiding critical information from shareholders. Among his
Wow.
allegations are claims that Ubisoft failed to disclose discussions with Microsoft, EA, and other publishers reportedly interested in acquiring its franchises. Additionally, he pointed to Ubisoft's lack of communication about an Assassin's Creed Mirage DLC partnership with Saudi investment firm Savvy Group, suggesting those decisions were deliberately kept from investors. In a statement, Krupka calls for a clear roadmap to recovery, citing declining stock value, underwhelming execution, and Ubisoft's inability to keep up with industry trends. He also accused the company of prioritizing institutional investors at the expense of retail shareholders, particularly following the repeated delays of Assassin's Creed Shadows and the stock declines that followed. So everything for Ubisoft essentially rests in the hands of Yasuke and Assassin's Creed Shadows. I've maintained throughout this entire thing, despite all this backlash and the controversy, it's still Assassin's Creed. It's still going to sell millions of copies, but this thing needs to be a massive smash hit for them, like truly a smash hit within the framework of the Assassin's Creed franchise. And we'll see how it's received. They've done a lot of damage control. They've done a lot of PR spinning, but here we are just a couple days before its release. And you got shareholders ready to stage demonstrations outside Ubisoft headquarters because of how poorly they've managed this entire company.
Yeah, this is what happens when you let activists into your company and they think that they're changing the world and that they're taking a step in the right direction for all of mankind by doing stuff like this. It just turns into one gigantic cluster after another. The fact that, man, people are going to protest because they hate what you're doing in the company, I mean, ought to tell you something. And after bomb, you would think. I used to feel this way about Lucasfilm. You know, it's like, how many failures do they have to have before they change the management? But they don't. They just keep going and keep going until the pride is so they're so prideful that they'd rather let. If I personally feel, it's just an opinion. I feel like they'd rather let this company sink and fail and say, you know what, though, at least we tried for diversity. No one else can say that. I feel like they'd rather just let it burn than change. You know, then change their way and maybe produce something that's not so DEI heavy or message heavy or whatever you want to call it. I don't get it. But you're right. I guess we'll see. We'll see what happens. At the end of the day, it all comes down to the consumer. If the consumer wants to buy this and play it and see where we're going, that's what happens. Not what I say, for sure. So
we'll see what happens. And if Yasuke gets embraced and accepted by all of the Assassin's Creed franchise players, as the devs so desperately want to happen.
The thing is, like, I don't see anyone excited for this. Even maybe it's not in my algorithm, I don't know, but even with Star Wars Outlaws, there was that certain section, and I saw someone post in the chat that there's 1,500 people playing it right now. There you go. So I stand corrected when I said no one's playing it. But like the Disney Star Wars shill people, I guess you'd want to call it that, at least they were tweeting about exciting and like, hey, this is going to be great. I can't believe this. Some of them were invited to the headquarters, you know, and got free copies and all that. But I'm not even seeing that for this game. So maybe it's out there and I just don't see it.
It might have a lot to do with your algorithm too.
Yeah.
I think you brought up a good point. Like you see a lot of Star Wars stuff in general.
Right.
So it could be.
So I guess time will, again, even when it comes to Snow White or any of these things that we talk about, it just, at the end of the day, it's up to all you people in the chat and everybody else. So
it's
if you're going to spend money on these products or not.
It's up to us, Jay.
I'm not buying it.
It's not in your algorithm.
No, I didn't buy Skull and Bones, but I wanted to. I was all set. I remember telling, you know, even my audience, I was like, I can't wait for this to come out. And I always say the same thing. I was like, I usually wait about a month. I don't like buying brand new games. I usually wait about a month because two things are going to happen. Either It's going to be a massive success. Everybody loves it. Hey, congratulations. There we go. Good job. Like you will enjoy this, or it's going to go on sale. So if I still want to play it at that time, I can get it for like 60% off. So
you got to fit in some lawnmower simulator today while you're wearing that shirt.
Maybe. Actually, you're not the first person to say that. But let's be honest. I'm not the channel you go to if you want like in-depth gameplay on brand new games. I ain't it. I know my place.
It's true.
So yeah, people want me to play Lawnmower Simulator. They don't want me to play like the brand new Assassin's Creed game for my in-depth analysis. I played Bus
Jay would be
Simulator.
like, wow, this black guy is really strong.
He knows karate.
This Asian girl's really quick.
He knows karate. I wonder who taught him. Have you ever played Bus Simulator?
No.
I played that one time and I ended up killing a bunch of people by accident. You just drive a bus route and you pick up people and take them to the next stop. For some reason I made a bad turn and I ended up running over like a whole mess of people and I lost my license.
What's like the step up? What's like, are you like a city bus guy and then you get
you
bus
start off as a
driver?
city bus driver and then you could work your way to I was trying to work my way to school bus driver. They get paid more, but I never made it. So I haven't played since because I think I have to go through training if I turn the game back on or I just start over.
Makes sense. Gen X Memories for 5. Do y'all know who did the Mirror Mirror on the Wall song from Jeremy's video last night? That was fucking hilarious. Hail to the 199. I don't watch most of Jeremy's videos, but I would hazard a guess he played the chat music
Yeah,
Snow
he
White
plays that a
song
lot.
that they did. So probably chat music. They do a lot of stuff like that. Kingdom Hearts Gamer Yasuke Simulator demo is fun and amazing. I've heard good things about the Yasuke Simulator. Boba Fett, I'm a Virgo. Jay, I don't care who you sleep with. Doeth Death Doom. Ryan, Jay, get Ryan to join you on
the morning. But welcome to the Rebellion live in the morning. You guys click so well like bros.
But yeah, I was like trying to figure because I figured it was Welcome to the Rebellion, but the things didn't make any sense.
Yeah, people don't know I'm live every morning at 8 a.m. 8 a.m. Eastern to 10 on the Welcome to Rebellion podcast channel. That's where we kind of like go over politics, because I got deep political insight. So that's where you want to hear all your political news from. Is from me.
Look.
Hey, we got 500 plus people watching every morning. It's great.
Jeremy's got a big audience doing that, so
that's what I'm saying.
Shut the fuck up, Ryan. You're a former seaman. You're conditioned to be up early.
Because he already knew you'd say no because it's up early.
Yeah. I mean, you sound like you might have been a Mariner in the Army because you can't even fucking use the right "your." But yeah, I'm usually up at 7:30 or 8. That's usually my get up time. So, but I got a morning routine like Jay.
Mine's changed significantly.
What? Just wiping?
Yeah, sure.
D's Webos for 5. Women blame astrology signs for failed relationships instead of their stinky pussies. Thanks, D's Webos. Ministry of Wrong Thing. Ubisoft just had a major sexual assault scandal now too. Hey, look, you're not a big gaming like developer if you haven't had some sexual assault allegations. Kaleki Oki, Ryan, have you gotten to Bum Simulator yet? No, I'm waiting for my real life experience, I think.
And there is a bum simulator.
Logan Johnson, Jade, check out Pirate Yakuza as a fellow pirate lover. It is worth it.
I keep hearing that. A lot of people are telling me that that's a great game. So maybe that'll be my next run through.
Cyber Hunk returns for 199. Ubisoft's committing social justice seppuku. Joshua Anderson for 5. Here's the thing about these activists. They think they're doing everybody a favor, but they're destroying everything they touch because they're delusional. Here's the thing. Thank you, Joshua. Over on Rumble, Nader's Bricks. Mirror, mirror on the wall. Does the audience give any fucks at all? Good question. Iconalis for 5. Snow White remake. Iconalis.
Yeah.
Iconalis. Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, I made the same mistake and I got it corrected.
Snow White remake.
we met him in
Israeli
person.
Aphrodite versus the human pug. Small, loud, and ugly. Thank you.
Sorry to mess up the message.
Did we not go live on locals for some reason? Like, I've been sitting here watching this locals chat.
Is it frozen?
Let me refresh it. Okay. Okay. It was frozen for me. Now it's good. JB Benedict for $2. Guys, Snow White must be amazing. Hollywood's praising it. That's how it works, right? Yes, apparently. And anybody who wants to desperately try to defend it, because I guess Rachel Zegler's the first Latina Snow White. Mick Hawk for $1 tip. I used to go to a Jack in the Box that has a boat ramp and a drive-through window for the boats on the lake.
That's pretty cool.
I love Jack in the Box, dude.
I've only had it once. I need to have it again.
You definitely got to go more than once.
Yeah.
Because honestly, Jack in the Box has everything. They have a huge menu, which usually means not much is great.
Yeah.
But it's all, I would eat it all day long.
I got a bunch of those little tacos, $2 tacos.
I like the tacos. I like their breakfast. Bro, their breakfast is literally just a fucking bacon breakfast, Jack. Literally just a hamburger bun, fucking bacon, egg, cheese. Used to get like 3 or 4 of those every morning. But hey, I love Jack in the Box. Jay, we're all caught up. You got anything going on?
Yes, at 3 o'clock in just 3 hours, we will have a Park Hoppin' live stream with me and Krista and a few other guests. Going to go over Epic Universe. They just released like some of their merch, some other things as well. And the ticket pricing's there. So if you're interested in that, head over to Park Hoppin' at 3. And then at 6 on the Drunk 3PO channel, I'll have the panel crew there. And we're going to be going over the Boondock Saints and some other fun stuff as well. With Criticless. I'll be there. Yeah. So that's busy Mondays for me.
And as always,
Eastern, yeah. Someone said Eastern times. Sorry.
Eastern times. And as always, on this St. Patrick's Day, we want to remind you guys, look, we got the green Meta PCs logo in the upper right-hand corner of the screen. So it's a good time to say, hey, go if you're interested, if anybody you know is interested, thinking about upgrading, whatever it is, go check out Meta PCs. You can custom build your own. You don't want to deal with that hassle. They got pre-built computers that ship very quickly right to your door. And we appreciate the hell out of those guys. Veteran-owned and operated. And we're happy that they like working with us. And that they don't cancel us for our opinions. It's all another great thing. But that's it for us today. Thank you guys very much. And we will talk to you tomorrow. Happy St. Patrick's Day. Have a shot of whiskey.
Anybody wants solar panels?
And we'll talk to you later. Bye, everyone.